Guys, have you heard? Nelson, tell the people.
Shady Mob Productions is an official affiliate of HBO Max. Click on the link in the description and sign up so you can watch hit series like Hard Knocks, Game of Thrones, and House of Dragons.
Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops.
You're watching the latest episode of N1 from the End Zone. Please click on that subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops. Now, let's kick it.
Guys, join me, Alex the Man Angelov, and check out A&A Radio, where we're going to be talking about the latest and greatest financial news, investments, banking, and personal finance. Check out the channel and don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops.
If you're in the San Francisco Bay Area and want the best cut of your life, go check out Headspins Barbershop, located in South San Francisco, the official barbershop of N1 from the End Zone.
Guys, you're watching the Shady Mob production. Make sure to follow the Shady Mob podcast, where we break down all the latest content and talk about life. Please make sure to share, like, comment, and subscribe so you can be notified when the latest content drops. Hello and welcome everybody to the latest episode of N1 from the End Zone with your favorite host, King N.P.V. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I will give you my thoughts and my predictions on the NFL Week 3 games that are currently going on and Wrestlepalooza. Plus some of my thoughts on this whole ESPN controversy, even though R-Truth has been coming out saying that cable subscribers will be able to watch. I am not one of them, sadly. But yeah, without further ado, let's actually just get into Wrestlepalooza. So one of my biggest gripes is because I've been a subscriber to ESPN Plus. I got the bundle deal. I got the ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus bundle deal. Plus, I have cable, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I'm one of those rare people that still pays for cable because I like watching NFL football. And the only way for me to really watch that is if I have cable, and I kind of have it in a nice little bundle deal with Xfinity. Basically, so I can just have ESPN. Plus the subscriptions that I have. Now, when it comes to Wrestlepalooza, I thought I was fine just having my normal bundle deal that I had, plus being a cable subscriber, right? You would think they would reward me, the consumer who has been paying for these services for years. However, these guys are greedy as fuck, and I need to get the ESPN Unlimited plan because Xfinity is not does not cover, I guess, the subscription, or does not cover the event for ESPN for some reason. And then I guess the subscription that I had, the bundle deal that I have now is null and void. So I guess I need to cancel my old subscription and then upgrade. I don't know how it's going to work because I don't really want to create a new account and create a whole new watch list. But it is a process that I'm going to have to figure out by tomorrow so I can watch Wrestlepalooza and have the time of my life. But it is a bad time right now for WWE fans when it comes to WWE when it comes to basically going from PLEs where we could just watch on Peacock and have that subscription to now, even if you are an ESPN Plus subscriber and you may have cable, you still have to get the ESPN Unlimited plan because maybe your cable provider doesn't provide it for you. And because the bundle deal that they previously had, I think, is null and void. I'm actually curious why the new unlimited bundle didn't just transfer over from my previous account. So those are things that I'm gonna have to figure out here in the near future to be able to watch Wrestlepalooza. It is kind of annoying. I read this article actually by, shout out to Awful Announcing, written by Drew Lerner. Here, let me post it up and then I'll read it to you guys about the situation right now with Wrestlepalooza. All right. So, ESPN confirms large swath of cable subs won't have access to Wrestlepalooza without additional payment. However, the network plans to have its new distribution deals finalized by the end of the calendar year to avoid similar scenarios in the future. So they're going to work on this problem, but for the first big PLE, we're gonna get screwed on and have to basically pay UFC prices to watch this if you've already got the bundle deal and if you've already got cable. This is just ridiculous in my honest opinion. The rollout for ESPN's new and improved direct-to-consumer app has been confusing to say the least. The company has been steadfast in its marketing all of ESPN all in one place, no matter how or where you get ESPN, be that through a traditional cable bundle or paying the network directly, you'll get everything the worldwide leader has to offer. Except that's not quite how it has worked, at least for the time being. Major distributors like Comcast and YouTube TV, which combine for over 20 million subscribers, are still on the outside looking in when it comes to having full access to the exclusive live programming being housed on the new ESPN app. I am one of those 20 million subscribers, ladies and gentlemen, and I am annoyed. I am not gonna act like I am not annoyed, because it is, oh my god. Let me continue. And with the first major app exclusive live event coming this Saturday, WWE's Wrestlepalooza confusion will be at an all-time high. And I'm not gonna lie, I am confused as fuck, because I think I just paid for my subscription like a couple days ago to like renew the current bundle that I have. So can I get like a discount or something? Like, let me continue. And according to JT Lasker, SVP of Direct to Consumer at ESPN, it will stay that way through this weekend. When asked by Awful announcing during a press availability on Wednesday whether ESPN would offer some form of limited accessibility for pay TV subscribers that don't currently have access to ESPN Unlimited, the company's premium app tier that will house Wrestlepalooza, Lasker said no. That means WWE fans who get ESPN through distributors like Comcast, YouTube TV, Cox, Sling TV, and others will need to, in essence, double pay for ESPN if they want access to Saturday's event. I have to triple pay, basically, because I got cable. Then I also have the bundle deal that I currently have, but none of it is good, apparently, according to this. This is bullshit. But per Lasker, this accessibility issue won't last long. The ESPN executive says the vast majority of distributors whose subscribers aren't currently able to authenticate into ESPN Unlimited will be able to do so by the year's end. That timeline, quite frankly, would be worst case scenario, as ESPN/Disney have deals expiring with Google and Comcast as soon as next month. If the network and its distribution partners want to avoid blackouts with those major platforms, the deals will need to come to fruition much sooner than the end of the calendar year. So I'm hoping those deals get resolved by the end of this month, because it would be ridiculous if I have to continue to pay basically $30 a month for a bundle deal or for access to this tier when I already pay $18.99 a month on a bundle deal for ESPN, Disney, and Hulu. I don't know if it's unlimited. I don't know if it's changing. Again, it's so convoluted. It's not clear to me. Like, I'm just being honest. It's not really clear to me. So while this is a short-term issue for ESPN, it's bound to create a number of unhappy wrestling fans come this Saturday. ESPN, for its part, says it's doing its best to communicate to pay TV subscribers that currently have access to ESPN Unlimited, including Charter, Verizon, and DirecTV customers, that they will be able to watch Wrestlepalooza free of charge this Saturday. However, the company also says it is not planning any outreach to customers that won't have access to the event, which will be the very same customers that will be the most upset and the most confused. Wow. So R-Truth basically coming out and saying, oh, if you have a cable distributor or TV provider, you should be able to stream it. But that's only for literally people that have Verizon, DirecTV, and I think, what was the other one? I forget. Charter. Who the fuck has Charter? This is the first time I've ever heard of Charter. Nonetheless, let's continue. ESPN's hastily roll out for its new app to align with football season, plus a WWE deal that came together much sooner than anticipated, is all coming to head. The network was not ready to have app exclusive live programming this quickly before it could finalize distribution deals with several key partners. The result, a large group of wrestling fans that are guaranteed to be angry come Saturday evening. It's not ideal, but ESPN is going forward anyway. The network will just have to hope WWE fans are willing to forgive and forget once the distribution deals are shored up and everyone can watch as intended. You know what? I might not even watch it if this is the scenario, to be completely honest with you. I think this is quite frankly ridiculous. to if they knew that this was going to be an issue, then why the fuck are they like, why go ahead with the event and rush them to put the first PLE on ESPN this soon? Why not just let them have it on Peacock where wrestling fans could appreciate and love it? And literally, once the deals and everything was done, this is literally just a money grab by ESPN, Disney, and TKO, in my honest opinion. This is, in my honest opinion, this is just a money grab, and we know TKO is all about that money. We heard the comments from Mark Shapiro, president of TKO, who said that the ticket pricing for for WWE events need to be similar to that of the UFC. We also saw how the drastic cutbacks that they did on Monday Night Raw, with no Titantron, literally just a super simple setup. Do you guys really think that was on accident? I think they're testing it out because they want to cut back on those expenses. They're all about maximizing their dollar amount at the expense of the consumer, the wrestling fan that is us. And we, the wrestling fans, because we want to see this content, we want to appreciate it, we want to watch history being made, are going to be dishing out the money to go and watch these things. With that being said, go check out indie wrestling. Indie wrestling shows are the shit. Pay $20 to go to an event. Pay $10 to go to an event. You'll have the time of your life going to a live independent show than paying $1,000, north of $1,000, I think, this upcoming year, watching WWE exclusive events. And we're not even going to be able, and that's not to mention what it's going to cost to go to the live events, to the shows, and what those ticket prices are going to be looking like here in the near future under TKO's ownership. Maybe this saves AEW, but realistically, TKO, with the partnership that they now have with AAA, the ownership, the fact that they also own the UFC, WWE, it's gonna take over the world, and they got Saudi Arabia backing them up. Like, I'm just saying, guys, it's gonna come. Don't be surprised if WrestleManias are no longer being held in the U.S., but being auctioned off to the highest bidder, similar to how the World Cup gets auctioned off, right? I think that's ultimately what's going to happen with WrestleMania, in my honest opinion. With that being said, let me give you my predictions for WWE Wrestlepalooza. So, I think match number 1 of the night is going to be John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. I think we're going to go back to Suplex City. John Cena is going to get tarnished. John Cena is going to put up one hell of a fight, but Brock Lesnar is going to ultimately just destroy him. I think it's going to be a 10-minute match. I don't think Brock has the stamina. Maybe they go for an all-time classic. Maybe it's a 20, 30-minute banger, 40-minute banger. It depends on the story that they tell. I think they can prolong it. Actually, Brock looks like he's in phenomenal shape. Both of them look like they're in phenomenal shape. So maybe they have the stamina to go for a while, right? But I think we're going back to Suplex City. I think Brock ultimately destroys John Cena. John has a great couple of comebacks where we all get behind him, and then Brock just finishes him off in an F5 like he's usually done. I don't think John has beaten Brock since Brock has come back in 2012, I think. So my money's on Brock Lesnar in that match. We have Io Sky versus Stephanie Vaquer. My money in that match is actually on Stephanie Vaquer, mainly because of the way that they've been building her up. I love Io. I think Io ultimately loses the title because of Asuka running an interference in the match and costing Io the title, ultimately setting up that rivalry between Io Sky and Asuka. I think Stephanie Vaquer will become our new women's world champion, and I'm actually excited. La Primera deserves it, in my honest opinion, and she's just been phenomenal. She's been a phenomenal in-ring performer through and through. And Booker T, man, Booker T needs to be the one calling that match for Stephanie Vaquer, in my honest opinion. Bring him out there. Just bring him out there. But no, Io Sky and Stephanie are both phenomenal performers. I think their chemistry is going to show, and I'm expecting it to be one of those matches that's either top 3 of the night for WrestlePalooza. I think it's gonna truly steal the show and be one of the best matches of the night. We got the Usos versus Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. My money is on the Braun squad beating the Usos in Indianapolis. I ultimately think the I think the Vision comes out on top, and at the end, I think Jay finally snaps and becomes heel. I think he turns on Jay turns on Jimmy. I'm sorry, I always get the two confused. But Jay turns on Jimmy, especially now that like we kind of see them reunited, and Jimmy fucking dominates the mic. Jay, I think their in-ring skills and ability are interchangeable. I know everybody is behind the Yeet movement. Everybody is behind main event Jay Uso. But I feel like if they would have gone with main event Jimmy Uso, I might have worked out better. He dominates the mic, and ultimately, I've loved the angle that they've had Jimmy play in this storyline. To be completely honest with you, I thought they were misusing him as a solo star, but I think Jimmy just liked taking kind of like a seat back and just hanging out. And now that the Usos are kind of back together, Jimmy's shining. I think Jimmy's outshining Jay, in my honest opinion, and that's kind of what ultimately leads to there being some sort of friction in that match where it cost the Usos the match between Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. And ultimately, at the end, I think Jay snaps and he turns on Jimmy at WrestlePalooza. That's my prediction. CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. Oh, that's a tough one. That is a very tough one. I gotta go with CM Punk and AJ Lee defeating Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. The only reason why is because I think the storyline has to continue. I think it's AJ Lee's first match in over 10 years. It would be a feel-good moment if AJ Lee and CM Punk win at WrestlePalooza. However, Triple H has thrown curveballs before where Seth and Becky can end up on top, mainly because they're both, one's a world champion, the other one's the women's intercontinental champion, but basically running the division right now because there is no women's world champion until tomorrow Stephanie Vaquer becomes the new women's world champion. But Becky Lynch has been running the Raw women's division, in my honest opinion. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's Seth and Becky with the help of the Vision that come out victorious. I think I could see the Braun squad coming out, holding Punk back, and then Becky basically taking advantage of that and hitting her with her finisher, and that's basically the match. And then the storyline can continue that way. Or I could see CM Punk and AJ Lee winning and then ultimately setting up AJ for an opportunity for the Women's Intercontinental Championship and then CM Punk for a world title shot. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think the latter, I realistically think the Vision coming out and running interference and holding CM Punk back from like breaking up a pinfall of like AJ Lee and Becky or something like that is more realistic. Then we got the undisputed WWE Championship match between Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes. Guys, you guys know where this is going. Cody's winning that match. I feel bad for Drew. This is going to be like a 30-minute banger. They're going to go. Cody and Drew have chemistry. Cody and Drew are both established. One's a former world champion. One is a world champion. Both have traveled the world and been world champions in other places as well. This is going to be a great match. It's going to be an amazing match with Cody Rhodes ultimately coming out on top. I think this is Cody's first title defense since he's won it off John. In my honest opinion, I think John should have I think John should have held on to the title if Cody was going to be gone for as long as he was gone, and then dropped it on like a SmackDown episode, which kind of would have been historic. We haven't seen a world title or undisputed WWE Championship match title change on a SmackDown in years, right? So I felt like John should have retained at SummerSlam, gone into his match with Logan Paul holding the title because it would have made more sense, dropped it to Cody at some point along the way to WrestlePalooza, and then ultimately set up this match between John Cena and Brock Lesnar. Now, I would have been okay with it being a triple threat between John Cena, Brock Lesnar, and Cody Rhodes, with Cody coming out on top. But again, the match at SummerSlam was a banger. It was an instant classic, paying a lot of tribute, a lot of homage. I ain't going to say it was a bad match, but I really do think John should have retained, held the title a little bit longer. But no, Cody's going to come out on top, first title defense since being back. Against Drew McIntyre, and yeah, those are my thoughts. We got Cody over Drew, we got CM Punk and AJ Lee over Seth and Becky, we got John losing to Brock, we got Stephanie over Io, and then we got Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, the Vision over the Usos. With that being said, we will be right back, ladies and gentlemen, after these messages.
Guys, have you heard? Nelson, tell the people.
Shady Mob Productions is an official affiliate of HBO Max. Click on the link in the description and sign up so you can watch hit series like Hard Knocks, Game of Thrones, and House of Dragons.
Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops.
You're watching the latest episode of N1 from the End Zone. Please click on that subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops. Now, let's kick it.
Guys, join me, Alex the Man Angelov, and check out A&A Radio, where we're going to be talking about the latest and greatest financial news, investments, banking, and personal finance. Check out the channel and don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops.
If you're in the San Francisco Bay Area and want the best cut of your life, go check out Headspins Barbershop, located in South San Francisco, the official barbershop of N1 from the End Zone. Guys, you're watching a Shady Mob production. Make sure to follow the Shady Mob podcast, where we break down all the latest content and talk about life. Please make sure to share, like, comment, and subscribe so you can be notified when the latest content drops.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, and it is time for my Flaming 5 NFL Week 3 picks. Now, I dropped my picks yesterday on a short, I think it was a YouTube short and a reel, social media. I dropped my picks yesterday, but today I will break down why I have chosen what I have chosen. So I have the Giants plus 6.5 to cover against the Chiefs, but I got the Chiefs ultimately winning. I think this is a desperation game by the Kansas City Chiefs. I think the Chiefs ultimately win this game, but I think it's going to be a lot closer, and it's going to rely on a lot of Mahomes magic at the end for them to get a result against the Giants. Russell Wilson looked great last week against the Dallas Cowboys. I don't think Russell is going to have a game like that. I think the Chiefs' defense has been elite, but I also think the Chiefs' offense has been struggling, and they've been being carried. Or, well, I can't say they've been carried because they're 0-2, but the defense has ultimately been doing their job, and the offense, because of the lack of weapons, the lack of a run game, has been holding the Chiefs back this season. That's why I think the Giants plus 6.5. I think the Giants are also at home in this game. To cover, but the Chiefs ultimately winning is the result. I think the coaching, I think ultimately what happens here in this scenario is coaching matters. I think Andy Reid, Matt Nagy, the defensive staff that they have there, Spagnuolo, I think they ultimately out-coach Brian Daboll. But this game comes down to Mahomes' magic at the end, putting them in field goal range, and Harrison Buckner banking a field goal in to win this game. I ultimately think that's what's going to happen in this game. We got the Packers minus 7.5 over the Browns. Guys, you've seen football this year. You've seen how great that Packers defense has been with the addition of Micah Parsons. We've seen what that offense has also looked like with Jordan Love in another year, where he looks a lot more fluid. We've seen, I think it's Matthew Golden. I think it's Matt Golden, who's come into his own. The rookie, I think he's also a rookie. Jaden Reed, who got injured. Romeo Dobbs, who I think is going to start progressing this year. And then they're also getting Christian Watkins back at some point later this year, right? Josh Jacobs is slowly getting his legs under him. That offense is going to progressively get better, and same with that defense. They're not even using Micah at 100%. Joe Flacco against this defense is going to have issues. I could see Joe throwing 3 or 4 picks. I could also see Joe throwing 3 or 4 picks and 2 touchdowns. But I ultimately think the Packers are going to mollywop the Browns, similar to how the Ravens mollywopped the Browns last week. That Browns defense, there was times where they got to him, but the offense putting that defense right back out there after basically getting a turnover, after basically stopping the other offense, doesn't give the defense enough time to recover, and that's ultimately what I think is going to happen. I think the Green Bay Packers and that defense is going to stop Joe Flacco, and it's going to put the Browns defense in a horrible position where Jordan Love in that offense is going to just be able to tee off on them. We got the Bucks minus 6.5 over the Jets. Guys, Tyrod Taylor is starting. Baker Mayfield is having a tremendous year. We haven't even seen Mike Evans score a fucking touchdown this year. And I'm begging you, Baker, please throw the ball to Mike Evans in the red zone. I need the fantasy points. I haven't benched him because I know he's your go-to target, and it's week 3, baby. I'm waiting. I'm going to be patient. Because, Baker, you balling out, boy. You got that rookie, Bukama. I'm sorry for botching the name. But rookie, I'm going to call him double E, because he be energized, bro. He is catching touchdowns. He is an elite receiver. They got Bucky Irvin toting that ball. That offensive line is pretty solid, too. Their defense under Todd Bowles is also pretty stout. The Buccaneers, guys, they're a threat. They're a playoff threat. Legit playoff threat. And the Jets, with the injuries to Justin Fields, Tyrod Taylor starting, and also their defense not really being a good defense this year, even under Aaron Glenn, who was a good defensive coordinator, I think, for the Lions. Maybe that defense for the Lions was a little bit overrated. I think the Jets have good pieces. Robert Saleh did not leave the cupboard bare. And I think Aaron Glenn at some point has to get the most out of that defense. But either way, I think the Buccaneers minus 6.5 over the Jets is the way to go in this game. Guys, next game is Cowboys minus 1.5 over the Bears. Give me the Cowboys. I am not a Cowboy fan. I am a Niner fan. Cowboys are one of our rivals, okay? But in this scenario, the vibes are down in Chicago, okay? They got Molly Wop 52-21 against the Lions last week, and we all thought the Lions, especially after we saw what happened week 1 against the Packers, they were going to have similar issues to what the Eagles had the year after they switched their offensive and defensive coordinators right before they won the Super Bowl last year, right? Yeah, no, the Lions whooped that ass, and I think the vibes are down with the Bears. I think Ben Johnson has been keeping that team accountable. He's multiple times had nothing but great things to say about Tyler Sargent, or Tyler Bagent. I'm sorry, I keep calling him Sargent, but it's Bagent. Tyler Bagent, or Tyson Bagent. Tyson Bagent. Well, Jesus Christ, I am sorry for botching your name completely, Tyson. But you are a backup. But you are a backup that they paid, and you are a backup that Ben Johnson has spoken nothing but highly of. And Caleb has been having issues. I wouldn't be surprised if there is a sack, if there is something that happens during the game this week where Caleb has to go down for maybe a week or two. They're going to put him on the injury report. Be cautious, and we see Tyson Bagent out there and Ben Johnson calling plays for Tyson Bagent, and maybe that Chicago Bears offense kind of wakes up. Remember, they pay Tyson Bagent. Also, Dak is having a great year. You put Dak into any system offensively, I think I think he has a good foundation. He has the good fundamentals. The issue with the Dallas Cowboys is not Dak or that offense. It's ownership at this point, and we all know this. It's Jerry writing checks that they can't cash in, and basically just putting bulletin board material up. Basically, if you're a Dallas Cowboy, you feel like you win the Super Bowl every single day, according to Chris. I think it was Chris Canty, right? I think it was Marcus Spears. Either Marcus Spears or Chris Canty said, if you're a Dallas Cowboy, you feel like you win the Super Bowl every single day. And when he won it with the New York Giants, the Super Bowl with the New York Giants, forget if it was Chris Canty or Marcus Spears. He only felt that feeling that one day, but as a Dallas Cowboy, he felt that feeling every day, and that's the issue of being a Dallas Cowboy. With that being said, I still think Matt Eberflus is going to have Caleb Williams figured out. They don't have a run game. They just got to figure out how to get to the quarterback right now. I know they don't have a pass rush, but they have managed to stop the run game on two different teams. They've managed to stop the run game. Russell Wilson went off through the air last week. So if they can – Caleb is not Russell Wilson. Caleb has had times where he's shown explosivity, but can he outduel Dak? I don't think so. Give me the Cowboys -1.5 over the Bears. And last but not least, guys, it's the Ravens -4.5 over the Lions. Is that really a question? Lamar Jackson owns the NFC. I think he's only lost once or twice, maybe 3 times or 4. 3 times. I think maybe 3 times to NFC teams in his entire NFL career, okay? The Ravens, last week, they mollywopped the Browns. Guys, the Ravens are a legit team, overall team, both offensively and defensively. Lamar Jackson, he is on a campaign to win another MVP. I understand he lost that Week 1 game against the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. Thing is, the Ravens are notorious for losing games like that this early on in the season and then turning it on later on in the season and working out those issues. I think the Ravens, especially after the Lions put up 52, the Lions are going to be feeling great about themselves. They come back down to earth hard in this game, and the Ravens ultimately mollywop the Lions, in my honest opinion. Give me the Ravens -4.5 over the Lions. I'm not a Jared Goff believer. Yeah, they went out there and they balled out against their former coordinator for a reason, right? There was angst and animosity within this game. There ain't no angst and animosity. You going up against a two-time MVP. I think he was a unanimous MVP, if I'm not mistaken. Lamar Jackson is fucking him. He's a Heisman Trophy winner. He's been nothing but a baller since he's gotten into the league. And I wasn't a believer in Lamar Jackson until the last couple of years when I saw him develop his arm, develop the passing game in his arsenal, and just be fucking lethal all over the floor. So Ravens -4.5 to win that game, baby. And those are my flaming 5 NFL Week 3 picks. Give me the Giants +6.5 over the give me the Giants +6.5 to cover against the Chiefs, but give me the Chiefs to win. Give me the Packers -7.5 over the Browns. Give me the Buccaneers -6.5 over the Jets. Cowboys -1.5 over the Bears, and Ravens -4.5 over the Lions. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, guys, thank you for watching the latest episode of N1 from the End Zone with your favorite host, King N.P.V. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops. Also, please go check out Port City Uncensored, hosted by J-Man Jack. King N.P.V, your boy, was on his show yesterday, Thursday, interviewing Vice Mayor, also host of Hollywood Uncensored, the Jason Lee podcast, Jason Lee. Check out the questions that I asked him. He was a great human being to meet, to pick his brain at. So go check out that episode on Port City Uncensored. Go check out Shady Mop Productions, the Shady Mop podcast hosted by yours truly and Alex the Man Angelov. Go check out Smacks TTV with my boy Smaxy. He is a gamer. I think he's right now streaming Valorant. So go check him out on Twitch, and go check out ANA Radio for financial tips and advice. With that being said, guys, always remember desire is power. If you desire to be great, you have the power to be great. I will see y'all next time.
Guys, have you heard? Nelson, tell the people.
Shady Mob Productions is an official affiliate of HBO Max. Click on the link in the description and sign up so you can watch hit series like Hard Knocks, Game of Thrones, and House of Dragons.
Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops.
You're watching the latest episode of N1 from the End Zone. Please click on that subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops. Now, let's kick it.
Guys, join me, Alex the Man Angelov, and check out A&A Radio, where we're going to be talking about the latest and greatest financial news, investments, banking, and personal finance. Check out the channel and don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops.
If you're in the San Francisco Bay Area and want the best cut of your life, go check out Headspins Barbershop, located in South San Francisco, the official barbershop of N1 from the End Zone.
Guys, you're watching a Shady Mob production. Make sure to follow the Shady Mob podcast, where we break down all the latest content and talk about life. Please make sure to share, like, comment, and subscribe so you can be notified when the latest content drops.